Hyun Shonan.
Parallel side kick, very important kick, one of Master Hepper's fastest kicks. Parallel side kick, ready, 1,
Hey!
2,
Hey!
3,
Hey!
You know, used to, the way you taught martial arts in the 1950s, that may have helped them. Well, things have changed now.
right,
So you got to give them a little bit more. You got to help them out a little bit more and be more aware. And so you can take that and apply it to the way that we teach American karate
Right.
today. You know.
Yeah, it's true about, I read a book in the 90s that they found most women black belts in the 80s were not able to defend themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yet in the dojo they could spar and fight
Right.
fairly well. And they found out because in the dojo the contact level was so respectful towards females that they were never under pressure. And so they started to find out if you put them under pressure, then they could defend themselves. Well, in your style, that leads me to this, when we spar, you're under pressure.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
including the females are under pressure.
Intentionally.
Intentionally
We
under pressure.
intentionally do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt that most of our females, definitely by the time they get black belt, but even probably by the time they're intermediate rank, they can
Right.
defend themselves
Right.
in a fight very easily against many male opponents. So let's talk about the sparring. And you don't make the style fit them. I mean, you have the style fit them. They don't have to fit the style when it comes to sparring. Everybody gets to use their unique abilities. But it's pressure. It's a pressure situation. Would you like to expound upon the sparring?
Well, you know, because with you and I being the top two in this system, and you know this, we teach a number of techniques, a number of techniques, and they're required to do those techniques and do them proficient, depending upon what belt they land in. But when they spar, you know, just because you can do this technique and you know how to do it, you know how to demonstrate it, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be one of your favorite techniques.
Right.
You can take, again, like what Bruce Lee said, take what applies to you, what works best for you, because what one technique that I may like a lot, you may not like it, and vice versa.
Right.
And that's okay. You're taught them all, but you know, take what fits best for you. And of course, if you get a black belt in this style, you've got to be able to teach them all.
Right.
But it still doesn't mean that you got to use them all every time you spar. And when we spar, as you well know, we put a lot of pressure. I mean, you can walk in some schools today, and I've literally went to schools and talked to brown belts and black belts that's never had any contact sparring. You can ask them and say, "Do you guys spar?" Well, yeah, we spar. But you see no sparring equipment laying around, and you start questioning about it. Well, it's non-contact sparring.
Right.
And I'm not saying everybody's like that. We're certainly not like that, because before for each belt you get, you got to spar. As a matter of fact, within a week or two after joining Kirikime-ryu, you start sparring. I mean, we throw you in there, you know, to see what your natural abilities or your natural habits are, or something like that, and then we try to build upon that. Or some things we have to tear down and take away because it's a bad habit.
It's a bad habit. Right.
You know, so yeah, our sparring's a little bit different.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
it reminds me
Not
of Solid
maybe
Night.
Solid Night, I don't want to say the name of it,
Right.
but the guy went for his black belt test and they never made contact.
right,
Even though they had gloves on, they
right.
they
And
never.
you know how their black belt test.
Right, yeah, our black belt test
Yeah,
is,
you better be willing to come and
yeah,
give them a pint of blood or something.
right,
It's-
you're gonna spar every
Yeah.
black belt that shows up to that
Right.
board, and it's not gonna be soft contact.
No,
And,
and we also
That's
kick
amazing.
below the belt, and a lot of,
Right.
you know, a lot of styles doesn't allow that. We allow punching and kicking all over the body,
Right.
from the head to the toes.
right,
You know, so I mean, we do a lot of sweeps, we do a lot of thigh kicks, we do a lot of head kicks, punches to the head, punches to the face, kick to
Right.
the face. I mean, your entire body's an open target.
right.
Because guess what? When you late, you can't say time out.
Time out,
Hey,
right.
we need to set rules here. There's no rules out on the street.
Fight, yeah.
You know, so you got to get used to that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Reminds me of that cartoon Hong Kong Fooey where he used to pull out the book. hold on,
Right.
this book of
Yeah.
kung fu.
Yeah.
You don't have time for that.
Right.
You've got to use your abilities, your primary techniques,
Mhm.
and put them to use. And everybody's got a different psychological orientation and use that to their advantage
Mhm.
of what they're good at. And I know some of the just sparring Friday nights are tougher than a lot of other schools.
Oh, yeah.
Belt tests. And there's a lot of good schools out there, not trying to malign.
No, there's a ton of good schools out there.
But there's also a lot of ton of schools that,
Well, in this day and age, as you know, for every really, really good school out there that's trying to do things the right way, there's a dojo somewhere that is not doing it the right way,
Yeah.
which gives us all a bad name. I mean, if you're going, and martial arts isn't all about fighting. As a
No.
matter of fact, if you do martial arts the right way, you should never have to fight.
right,
You know, but it's there for you. To me, martial arts, and I know I'm going to make a lot of enemies by saying this. You and I both have fought in
Right.
point tournaments.
yeah.
We fought in kickboxing tournaments. We fought probably in every kind of tournament you can think of.
Right.
But to me, and this is just me, and I don't have, I've got really, really good friends that would disagree with me on this, and that I think the world of, and I don't have any issue with them disagreeing because everybody's got their thing. But to me, martial arts is not a sport like football, baseball, basketball.
Right.
To me, it's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
It's the way that you, because you have to develop a character. And I'm not saying that sport martial arts don't develop character, because I could, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I could mention names if I wanted to in North and South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, that whole southeastern United States area that I live at, that are all into sport karate.
Right.
And they are excellent martial artists. And that's okay.
Right.
That's just not what I'm into it for.
Right.
You know, it's more of a way of life for me. I'm not about, you know, how big of a trophy I can get, or I'm a member of such and such. Yeah, it'd be nice to be inducted into whatever.
Right.
As you know, you were inducted into the Masters Hall of Fame. That's nice. That's very honorable.
But that's not why you get into
But
martial arts.
that should not be the reason why you're doing martial arts.
Right. I completely agree. And